Hello students. In today's session, let us learn the spore production. In most of the protists, almost all fungi and some algae which belongs to Plantae, there is ability to produce spores either by mitosis or by meiosis. The main purpose of producing spore is to disperse, to prevent competition in previously existing habitat and to establish the new population in another habitat. There are two kinds of spores as per our syllabus: zoospores and conidia. Example taken to understand zoospore is Chlamydomonas and conidia in a fungus Penicillium. Chlamydomonas is unicellular algae. After attaining maturity, they will produce flagellated motile spores which are released from their cell. Cell itself is representing the body of alga. So these are released in water and using flagellae, they move to distant places and continue further life. Penicillium, a fungus growing in organic matter, it will produce exogenous conidiophores, and within conidiophores they produce these conidia which are light in weight, non-flagellated, easily carried by the wind to distant places. So as exam point of view, names of these spores with example and the difference. Conidia are non-flagellated, non-motile, light in weight spores produced by Penicillium, while zoospores are flagellated, motile in nature, produced by Chlamydomonas. Further, in kingdom Plantae, almost maximum plants, when the favorable conditions are there, they enhance the rate of photosynthesis and they try to store the food. Main purpose is perennation, means even in adverse condition, they are able to retain without undergoing destruction. Second, propagation, means using the stored food. When favorable condition commence, they can produce their young ones without showing gamete production and fertilization. So, most of the plants use their vegetative parts like roots, stem and the leaves for propagating, for producing young plants. Hence, these structures which are taking part in vegetative propagation we call vegetative propagules. Root propagules are not enlisted in the syllabus, but let me tell you some propagules which are modified roots like tuberous roots, moniliform roots, nodulose roots, fasciculated roots. These are different names given based on their structure, based on their shape. These all roots are underground, storing food for perennation, and during favorable condition they'll give rise daughter plants. Let us come to the syllabus point of view. We need to remember the stem propagules. I will first tell you the underground stems which are modified for food storage, for perennation and for propagation. There is one stem which remain underground, grow vertically, we call tuber. There is another underground stem which grow horizontally below soil, called rhizome. There is one more stem, it is also underground, it is condensed a big rhizome known as corm. And there is a discoidal stem on which the leaves are arranged, producing fibrous roots and helping in propagation, called bulb. So I introduced 4 words which are underground stems helping in propagation. Tuber, example is potato. Rhizome, 3 examples you need to remember: ginger, canna and banana. All 3 are important. Corm, example is Amorphophilus or corm. And the bulb, onion and garlic. Onion you remember. Tuber, recall the potato structure. There are minute nodal regions on the tuber, and from each node we can see axillary bud. This axillary bud will propagate and give rise new plant. When you look at the ginger, the apex part of the growing underground stem will have apical bud. In tuber it is axillary bud, and in rhizome it is apical bud. In corm also apical bud will help in propagation, while in bulb axillary buds are propagating. Other than this, there are subaerial stems unable to stand erect. They take support of the soil, very sensitive, wiry structures spread in almost all directions. Example is runner. The type of subaerial stem is runner. Example is grass and oxalis. Similar way, if you look at the hydrophyte, Eichhornia, it is a floating plant. It will produce a thick runner known as offset. So runner of grass and oxalis and offset of Eichhornia and pistia, both are subaerial stem, will propagate from every node. As they start growing in all direction, every nodal region will give rise a daughter plant. Let us come to the aerial stem propagules. There is a plant called agave. It will produce leaves in almost all nodes, and in the axil of the leaves they produce big round balloon-like structures called as bulbils. These bulbils detach from the parent plant, carried, or wherever they drop they will give rise new daughter plant. Thus we have covered maximum stem propagules. Here you need to remember name of the propagule with example and which part of that propagule will give rise a new plant. And there is one modification of the leaf helping in propagation, and this we can see in Bryophyllum. If you see the leaf lamina of Bryophyllum, it is simple leaf having midrib veins. At vein ending along the margins of leaf lamina, we can see tiny leaf buds. So when these leaf buds comes in contact with the soil, they'll give rise daughter plants. Thus, under the heading vegetative propagation, you please remember almost all plants will take help of their vegetative parts like root, stem and leaves to produce the new plants. For 5 marks, the question will be asked: what is vegetative propagation, or what are vegetative propagules? List the different propagules with example. So you have to take underground stem propagules, subaerial stem propagules, aerial stem propagule and the leaf propagule. With this, I'll conclude this session by completing asexual reproduction, which is uniparental, called apomixis, always produce clones, no variations are found, and this is a common type of reproduction in simple primitive organisms. In this, first mode is binary fission, example amoeba. Second, budding, exogenous buds in yeast hydra. Endogenous buds called gemmules found in sponges in phylum Porifera. Spore production, conidia, non-motile spore produced by Penicillium, and zoospores produced by Chlamydomonas, and vegetative propagation in kingdom Plantae. Thank you very much.